I guess today we'll work on the what and how skills. Um, for the what skills, we have observe, describe, and participate. For observe, we have notice your body sensations coming through your eyes, ears, nose, skin, and tongue. Anything physically that you're feeling. Like, I've got the heat going in here, so I'm kind of sweaty. um, Notice body sensations. Pay attention on purpose to the present moment. Control your attention, but not what you see. Push away nothing. Cling to nothing. Practice wordless watching. Watch thoughts come into your mind and let them slip right by like clouds in the sky. Notice each feeling rising and falling like waves in the ocean. So, this is a practice where it's almost like it's a type of imagery, really. You just imagine, like I learned, like one way I learned was imagine your thoughts as little sailboats in going down a river, and each thought is a sailboat, and you just watch them go by. You don't focus on one. You don't take one out of the water and hold it or anything like that. You just let it come and go. Just let it pass by. Observe both inside and outside yourself. So, I suppose it'd be, just observing in general. Even going outside and, taking a walk, observing, the sounds you hear. Maybe you hear the rain falling or birds chirping. The sights you see, maybe some of the buildings or the trees. How, it's winter right now, so I guess the leaves that are dead or not there. Or maybe, feeling the texture of the tree bark or any of the leaves that remain, feeling the texture of the leaves. Anything you smell. I find that cold air has a very pleasant smell that's very crisp. Or even since it was just Christmas, maybe if you have Christmas trees, you smell that. It's a very nice smell. Or taste, maybe if you like pie, holiday pie, things like that. Describe. Put words on the experience. When a feeling or thought arises or you do something, acknowledge it. For example, say in your mind, sadness has just enveloped me, or stomach muscles tightening, or a thought, I can't do this, has come into my mind. Label what you observe. Put a name on your feelings. Label a thought as just a thought, a feeling as just a feeling, an action as just an action. I know for me, it can be difficult to put a name to my feelings because with borderline personality disorder, the emotions are very intense. And so sometimes it can be difficult. Like, I know what I'm feeling, but I don't exactly always know what the name of that feeling necessarily is. I just know I'm feeling something. So putting a name to a feeling and then realizing it's just a feeling. Feelings can't do things, can't hurt you. I mean, they feel like they're hurt, but they can't really hurt you. Unglue your interpretations and opinions from the facts. Describe the who, what, when, and where that you observe, just the facts. And remember, if you can't observe it through your senses, you can't describe it. So your senses are going to be your best friend in the describe skill. You can observe your senses, you can describe them. Participate. Throw yourself completely into activities of the current moment. Do not separate yourself from what is going on in the moment. Dancing, cleaning, talking to a friend, feeling happy, or feeling sad. So, for an example, music is a really big deal for me. Music is a big coping skill for me, although music can be kind of a double-edged sword. It can help, it can also cause things to be more painful if you dwell on it more. So, I like playing bass guitar, for an example. So, I might throw myself completely into playing that bass guitar. Like, I'm very much, if I'm learning a song, I want to perfect it that day, which isn't exactly realistic, to be honest. However, that is something I try to do, is when I play my bass guitar, I focus on my bass guitar, and I throw myself into that, into learning that song. Become one with whatever you are doing, completely forgetting yourself. Throw your attention to the moment. So like with the bass guitar, whatever was on my mind before playing the bass, just for a while I'm playing the bass, forget about it. Act intuitively from wise mind. Do just what is needed in each situation. A skillful dancer on the dance floor, one with the music and your partner, neither willful nor sitting on your hands. And go with the flow. Respond with spontaneity. So, they say that you make your best decisions when you're in your wise mind, not necessarily in rational mind, or definitely not in emotional mind. I suppose in rational mind, if you're doing stuff like budgeting, that's going to help you. But however, your best decisions otherwise are going to be in your wise mind. So if you have big decisions you need to make, do stuff mindfully that will help you get into wise mind. And now for the house skills, we have non-judgmentally. So see but don't evaluate as good or bad, just the facts. Accept each moment like a blanket spread out on the lawn, accepting both the rain and the sun and each leaf that falls upon it. Acknowledge the difference between the helpful and the harmful, the safe and the dangerous, but don't judge them. Acknowledge your values, your wishes, your emotional reactions, but don't judge them. When you find yourself judging, don't judge, you're judging. So it would be like, for an example, I am trying to get healthier by losing weight, eating healthier, exercise, all that stuff. If, say, like Christmas, I had a piece of pie, my favorite apple pie. I could be judgmental and say, oh, that was so bad, I went against my diet. I know it was Christmas, but I still went against my diet. However, it would be better to be non-judgmental, not judge it as good or bad. It's just a piece of pie. Like in the example, accepting both the rain and the sun and each leaf that falls upon it. So don't judge things necessarily as good or bad. Just they are. That doesn't necessarily mean there is no good and there is no bad. Obviously there is. Murdering someone is going to be bad. Giving money to help someone who is poor is going to be good. So that's not to say there is no good and there is no bad. That's not to say judging is necessarily wrong. However, when it comes to mindfulness, just don't judge. And even when you find yourself judging, so even if I find myself, I shouldn't have had that piece of pie, I need to not judge myself for judging myself. I know it sounds strange, but it does help some. One, mindfully, rivet yourself to now. Be completely present to this one moment. Do one thing at a time. Notice the desire to be half present, to be somewhere else, to go somewhere else in your mind, to do something else, to multitask, and then to come back to one thing at a time. When you are eating, eat. When you are walking, walk. When you are worrying, worry. When you are planning, plan. When you are remembering, remember. Let go of distractions. If other actions or other thoughts or strong feelings distract you, go back to what you are doing again and again and again. Concentrate your mind. If you find you are doing two things at once, stop. Go back to one thing at a time, the opposite of multitasking. So when you are doing things one mindfully, you can't multitask. And I know that can be difficult. I tend to multitask a lot. So for an example, if I'm cleaning, I oftentimes listen to music. Like, that helps me focus. However, if I'm doing that one mindfully, I can only do one or the other. I can either listen to music mindfully or I can clean mindfully, but I cannot do both. So if you're going to use the one mindfully skill, you can only do one thing at a time. Effectively, be mindful of your goals in the situation and do what is necessary to achieve them. Focus on what works. Don't let emotion mind get in the way of being effective. Play by the rules. Act as skillfully as you can. Do what is needed for the situation you are in, not the situation you wish you were in. Not the one that is fair, not the one that is more comfortable. Let go of willfulness and sitting on your hands. So for this one, just be mindful of your goals in the be mindful of your goals and what's going on, and do what works. So there is a difference between willingness and willfulness, and I will get into that at another time. So these are a couple mindfulness skills. There are more that I will get into later. The different kind of skills I'll be going through are mindfulness, distress tolerance, emotion regulation, and interpersonal effectiveness. I will also have some other skills that I will be going over. The ones I am going over currently in this series are my DBT, dialectical behavior therapy skills. All of these that I'm going through comes from a workbook by Marcia Linehan. And she actually, if I remember correctly, she developed DBT to help people, especially with borderline personality disorder. However, you don't have to have borderline for this to help. This can help anybody. It's just, this happens to be proven for the most part to help a lot of people with borderline like me. So I hope you find this video helpful, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.